Hi guys, this is your teacher Miss Brown, and today I'm going to be telling you how to do some of the things in step 3 of your pre-P project, economy, when you're determining what the level of economic development is. Your first step is to create a chart similar to this. It is not necessary that you do it digitally. You can do it by paper and pencil, but you must compare your country to at least 3 other countries and economic indicators such as these. Your step 2 is to answer these questions according to your data in your chart. Step 3 of this is to create at least 2 bar graphs, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do. When you get your data, please make sure you're using the World Factbook by clicking this link. When you go to the World Factbook, you will have access to complete, up-to-date information on all of the countries. So if you select any of the countries, let's say your country is France, you go down in alphabetical order and select France. And the France portal opens up. You scroll down and you'll want to select either economy, where economic indicators might be like GDP per capita and all of those. You can also look in people and society. Well, you'll see some other economic indicators like literacy, urbanization, life expectancy, infant mortality rate, and you can pick any economic indicator, just as long as you feel like it'll tell you the level of development of a certain country. So, once you've filled in your data and you have something to compare, it's time to create a chart. I gave you a resource that you can use down here where it says resources. A bar graph creator. Now you don't have to use this bar graph creator. You can totally create the bar graph by hand, but I'm going to show you how to work this particular one. You always want to use a bar graph, not a circle graph, not a line graph, because we're not doing anything parts of a whole or over time. We are doing a bar graph. So that's what you want to do. You want to select bar graph. Click here to create a bar graph. The title of your graph would be whatever indicator you are working with. You choose one indicator, and it says the title of x-axis. That's going to be always your countries. The title of your y-axis is whatever you are measuring. So I'm measuring years because life expectancy is telling how many years a person is going to be expected to live. So I'm going to just come up with random country names: Whoville, Wonderland, Neverland, and let's say in Whoville they live to be 71, in Wonderland they live to be 68, and in Neverland they live to be 95. You want to set your minimum and maximum value. I always, for life expectancy, choose between 0 and 100, but according to whatever data you have, that's what you want your minimum and maximum value to reflect. So if your data shows $50,000, you want your maximum to be at least that or more. So once you have this plugged in, you will click create printable graph, and there it is. It shows you the countries and it shows you the years, and you have the title life expectancy. What I'm going to do now is right click and copy the image, and I'm now able to go to any type of Google slide or document and put it in there. So here I have a sample of a bar graph that I've copied and pasted into a Google document. In addition to this bar graph, you're going to have another bar graph because your instructions say to create at least 2 bar graphs, and you're also going to have answers to your questions. This is only an example. One thing to watch out for when you're creating a bar graph is to make sure that you only put numbers in the values. No dollar signs, no commas, or else you'll get error messages. So only numbers with decimal points if necessary. Also, please make sure that you only compare one economic indicator at a time. You cannot put GDP per capita and life expectancy and literacy rate or unemployment rate into one graph. You're going to have a separate graph for each of those. So that's why I gave you this example. That concludes the short video tutorial on how to create your bar graph. You'll turn it in as a Google slide or document with your chart, answer questions, and at least 2 bar graphs. You must submit this to Canvas. Thank you.